Hey, how's it going? How's it going this morning? It's me, Mr. Green. Today, we're going to be talking about reptiles today. Yeah, reptiles. So, my question to you guys are you a reptile? Well, there are 4 requirements to be a reptile. 4 requirements. Number 1, boys and girls, do you breathe in air? Are you air breathing? Do you breathe in oxygen? So if you do, you could be a reptile. If you have like the little things on your neck and when you're swimming underwater and you breathe through those, I'm sorry, you're not a reptile. So those are called gills. I don't think we have gills. So number 1, do you breathe in oxygen? Yes, you could be a reptile. Number 2, do you have a vertebrae? A vertebrae is like a backbone. So if you feel in the back of your back, do you feel some bones back there? Oh no, I do. It's called the spine. That means you could be a reptile. Number 3, are you covered with scales or bony plates? I don't think so. Like I got some fur right up in here, also called hair. I got some nice soft skin. I don't see any scales or bony plates on me. But if you do, you could be a reptile. And number 4, are you cold-blooded? So there's warm-blooded and cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means like your blood temperature fluctuates with changes based off your environment. So if it's really cold, your blood is cold. If it's really hot, then your blood is hot. That's cold-blooded. Other people, warm-blooded, like mammals, like us, our temperature is always the same. You know how like when your parents put that thermometer in your mouth and they're like, oh yeah, you're 98 degrees, you're okay? That's because your temperature is always the same. It's always warm. So cold-blooded, blood changes temperatures depending on your habitat. Warm-blooded stays the same. So if you're like me, 2 of those I don't pass. I don't pass the skin, and I don't pass the cold-blooded part. So I'm not a reptile. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. So today we're going to bring out some of our friends from our classroom because they are reptiles, and we're going to take a look at them and see, compare and contrast. How are they the same? How are they different? And then we also have some questions that some students asked earlier this week. So without ado, here is our first guest. Boys and girls, here's our first guest. This is my daughter Hazel. Say hi, Hazel.
Hi.
Hi, and Hazel has brought with us a friend. Okay, Hazel, what's your friend's name?
Draco.
Draco, and you guys have probably seen him in the classroom before. All right, so now the question is Draco a reptile?
Yes.
How do you know he's a reptile?
He has bones, he can breathe, he has no fur. What?
I'm just counting. You said bones, no fur, can breathe. What's the other one?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded, exactly. So Draco is definitely a reptile. Now, can you tell me something that you absolutely love about Draco? What do you think is cool about him?
He can't bite and he has spikes.
Oh, he doesn't bite us. And that's why I have him in the classroom. And he has really sharp spikes. And then last thing, what does Draco eat?
Bugs and plants.
Bugs and plants. I eat plants, not bugs.
I don't think he eats butterflies though.
No, why?
Because I don't want him to.
All right, and so say bye, Draco. Bye, Draco. And now it's time for our next guest. Hey, boys and girls, we got our guest today. His name is William. He's my son. He's stuck with me anyway. So, so who do you have here today, William?
Franklin.
And what is Franklin?
A yellow-bellied turtle.
Oh, he's a yellow-bellied turtle. Now, those turtles are super cool. They're from Mississippi. All right, cool. Do you have any other friends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go get them. So William's going to go get another friend. And guess what? He looks just like Franklin, but he's different. Let's see what he looks like. Ooh, here he comes.
Oh, geez.
What's going on? This
Trying to
guy's
bite.
Can you show the camera this guy? What's his name, William?
Raphael.
Raphael. He's like a ninja turtle. But what kind of turtle is he? Not a ninja turtle. He's a
Red-eared turtle.
A red-eared turtle. Yeah, he moves around a lot. This one does, huh? Okay, and can you tell me, William, Is he a reptile?
Yes.
And how do you know he's a reptile?
Because he breathes oxygen. He has a vertebrae.
Ooh, we got those vertebrae going on right there.
He has scales.
Ooh, he's got those scales.
And he is cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. No, we're warm-blooded. This guy's cold-blooded. Oh, wow. So that definitely makes him a reptile. Now, William, can you tell me one cool or one interesting thing you like about Raphael?
I like that he tries to bite me. It's funny.
He tries to bite you. Now, in the classroom, they usually stay in the aquarium because they will pinch you or bite you. So, and William, what does Raphael eat? Students? No. What does he eat? What does Raphael eat?
Fish.
Fish, and what else?
Plants.
Plants, yeah. Sounds cool. All right, boys and girls, say bye to William and say bye to Raphael. And thank you for coming by.
And Frank.
Boom. All right, special guest, thank you for coming with these awesome reptiles. We had the bearded dragon and 2 turtles. Now, look at those 2. They're both reptiles. Both species are reptiles, but this guy looks a lot different than these guys. The reason why is because this guy's habitat is the desert. He lives in the desert. His skin color camouflages him for the desert. But the turtles, they are aquatic. They live in the water. So, and these turtles right here, they live in the South American part, like in America, USA, but the southern part of USA, mostly around Mississippi. So they have different habitats. That's why they look different. That's why they have different adaptations. But Draco likes to eat lettuce. Turtles like to eat lettuce or plants. They both like to eat plants. So that's how they have some similarities. Draco loves crickets and bugs. Turtles, they love fish. But if they saw a nice juicy worm or a nice juicy cricket, guess what? The turtles would eat it because they're both reptiles. And they like the same thing. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys, let's say bye to Draco, the bearded dragon, and say bye to, let's see, this one's Franklin and Raphael. Bye, guys. So we have 2 students that asked a really good question about reptile. So since they asked a really good question, I actually had them videotape their question so I could put it on the screen over here. All right, here's our first question.
Hi, Mr. Green. What is the biggest, smallest reptile in the world? Did you know?
So that's a great question. What is the biggest reptile in the world? Well, the biggest reptile in the world is a saltwater crocodile. And those guys have like gigantic mouths, dude. They're so cool. The smallest reptile in the world is actually a Buccanesia micra chameleon. Look how small he is. Wow. Scientists believe there might be a smaller reptile. It's a lot easier to find the biggest reptile than it is to find the smallest reptile. I mean, look at that guy. Those are some great questions. And we have one more question. Okay, let's go ahead and play that question.
Hey, Mr. Green, I have a question for you. Do all reptiles lay eggs?
So that's a great question. Do all reptiles lay eggs? And there's always exceptions to every rule. Just like all mammals give live birth. But what about the platypus? Ooh. So there are a few reptiles that don't lay eggs. And in fact, most of those are snakes. 30% of all snakes don't lay eggs. They do live birth. For example, the boa. The boa actually gives live birth, doesn't lay eggs. So no, not all reptiles lay eggs. So you guys saw 2 students with their questions up here. If you want to be in my video next week, just gotta go into your comments and answer this question. So Mr. Green was cutting some onions the other day. He was cooking. I know, it wasn't that great, but I was still cooking. And when I was cutting onions, my eyes started watering. And I wasn't crying, I wasn't sad, I wasn't happy, but it was because of the onions. What can I do? Think about this. What can I do so that when I cut an onion, I don't cry? Or what could I do? So think about it, do some research, and put a comment in this video. And I'll be reading those comments, and then if I see some comments, I might pick you to be in the video. If you don't want your picture in the video, that's cool. I can just call your name out. But if you want to be videotaped, let me know. But you have to make a comment. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you guys later. It was nice doing some science with you guys, learning about reptiles. Bye.